And we're live.
Hi, welcome to episode 4 of That's Normal for Your Age. Today we are going to talk about all guts and no glory. I'm Amy, and this is my friend Jen. Welcome to our podcast.
And here we are. This was a rough one today, getting to this point.
It was such a day, Wednesday, hump day.
Yeah,
No joke.
that hump was humping.
It was the humpiest hump.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I have to say, thank goodness for technology, because I think had we not had the option to kind of go virtually today, this probably wasn't going to happen. Too many
Uh-uh.
things just like popped on, because tomorrow is going to be a very Monday, Thursday. And then and then we're into the weekend. It's a whole different shift. And so I'm very grateful that we are both dedicated to that progress over perfection and making things happen, even if it's not perfect, even if it's frustrating, even if, uh, it feels crazy. We're making it happen.
For sure. Yeah, I'm glad to be
Yeah,
here, and you're not lying about it being a challenge, but you're right. We made it. We're here. Showing
we
up is
did.
half the battle, right?
Yep, yep. You got to pay to play or show up to play or something.
Sure. Okay,
You got
that
to
works.
be there to win.
Whew.
Must be present to win. Not valid in 52 states. No. Anyway, so, and maybe this is good, because yesterday we had our little pre-production meeting, and I was saying, is it that we're hanging out together more and getting to hang out together more, that maybe all of our estrogen is just ganging up and saying goodbye? And that's what kind of led to the title of this episode, All Guts, No Glory.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you think of back in the days when we're all young and fertile, and we hang out. Remember, we used
Yes.
to hang out at the parks with the
Oh my
kids, and
gosh.
then we're all like synced up all of a sudden. Well,
Oh
it kind of
yeah.
seems like that kind of thing is happening to us again, right? Like, what's that
Yeah.
all about? Like, all the
Yeah. It's
symptoms.
crazy.
Oh, it's so insane. It's
And it's
like
like it's a waiting game.
it's a waiting game. Yeah.
Like, I've had the headache for a week, and I feel really, I mean, not that bad because we pay for it, but I feel kind of bad talking about the heat we're having
I
while the
know.
rest of the country is in a freeze. It's February and everywhere is dealing with like unprecedented coldness. And I'm like, I need a popsicle. And it's not just the hot flashes.
I I ran out of water today while I was up on the
Oh God.
34th floor, and it was like, the heat of 1,000 suns in the unit that I was hanging out at today, west facing, beautiful views, but all I could think of all day was, I'm gonna die. This is where I die. It's so hot.
I'm baking.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was so hot, and there was like no cross breeze or anything like that. And is
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was like 83 at one point today or something crazy like that.
Yeah. It was out here, it was like 87 when I was getting into my car to do like phase 4 of my day, which is pickups all over the land and
Yeah,
drop offs to practices. Yeah.
87 is gross in February. I mean, but
Yeah. If you have to do stuff, yeah. If you can just like hang out. Yeah.
yeah.
So that definitely exacerbates any kinds of uncomfortable symptoms, like, headaches and just general, like the dryness leading to more dehydration, achiness, just
Mhm.
like blah feeling. I am drinking my electrolytes right here, trying to hydrate as we go.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
I've filled
yeah,
I've filled my Stanley up several times just since I've been home, and I'm still
yeah,
thirsty, even with my
yeah.
Chick-fil-A ice.
Oh,
Not
there you
sponsored
go.
by,
Nice.
not
Yeah, do you
sponsored by
get
either.
Chick-fil-A ice?
I do. Do you ever go
Nice.
through the drive-through at Chick-fil-A? They sell bags of ice. They're crunch ice.
Never ice. Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's like $3, $3, and it's like a 3-pound bag of ice. It's better than
I
the
like
stuff you
it.
do at the grocery store. I don't have an ice maker, so that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I got Brandon for Christmas like 2 years ago. Just like a little countertop ice maker. And it's so nice because like ice in the freezer, like fridge freezer, gets like
The smell
funky
of everything in
smelling.
the fridge. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because I use my freezer. Like my
Yeah, you put real
freezer
food in there.
gets, yeah, I guess a lot of work, a lot of garlic work too.
Oof. Nobody needs garlic
Yeah.
ice in their water.
Nah, not if you want to have a good day. But anyway, ice and water aside, today we were talking about the all guts, no glory, and really just like having the symptoms of getting your period and being in perimenopause and not getting the period, not getting the relief, the glory, where it's like, oh gosh, well, at least that's done for
Hmm.
hopefully a couple of weeks until it, comes right back
The
around
cycle
again.
starts all over again.
It starts all over again. And so, I mean, that's one of like the loss of period is one of the big symptoms, and really, menopause is considered when you've gone for a full 12 months without your period.
Hmm.
Uh, and so that whole time leading up to that is all just perimenopause. So you're just kind of like at a train station waiting for the train to come. And it's like you can see it coming, but it's like sometimes it zooms past you, sometimes it stops and you've got to get on, and it's just like such a, and the whole darn thing is a crazy train.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's so many other things that come along with it besides just the lack of a period. So what I wanted to do today is I was going to spout a couple of facts. This is a wonderful book, How to Menopause by Tamsin
Mhm.
Fadal. uh, this came out last year, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody. There are a bunch of books that came out about the same time. And along with this, she had a documentary that came out called M Factor, Shedding the Silence About Menopause, of Menopause, something like that. And the cool thing is there's a follow-up that's coming out. I think it's out right now, and we can do a watch party. So we're going to be scheduling a watch party and send out some invites or a registration link. So if you'd like to learn about that, it's more focused on the perimenopause journey. I think it's Before the Pause is the subtitle of it.
Oh, nice.
So in any event, we'll have that information for you. But Amy, I'm going to read to you from this book here a couple of things that uh,
Story.
yes, it's story time. And I'm in Southern Lady or something all of a sudden. I don't know where that lady is from that gave me that accent. But just like a couple of, and I think we mentioned this maybe in the first episode. I got the sticky pages. Um, so like
I
menopause
never heard
timeline.
that.
That's weird. It's just they're fresh pages because I listened to it on Audible and kind of like use the book for reference. But
Sure.
yeah, sorry, that's weird. Anyway, menopause timeline. So average age for white women to go through menopause is 51. This is where their symptoms and ages and severity and all sorts of things are different across different ethnicities, and all sorts of things. So average age of Black women is 49. So it's much younger, 2 years younger for Black women. And usually symptoms tend to be more severe. And there's even more often gaslighting. I was going to say red lighting, and I was like, that's not it. Gaslighting. So that, sucks. That's just not right. Early menopause is anything before 45, and it affects 5 to 7% of women. And there can be a lot of reasons for that. It could be having a hysterectomy or different other kinds of things that can bring that on, or it could be hereditary. Um, it's considered primary ovarian insufficiency if menopause starts before 40.
Okay.
So those are just a couple of uh, uh, ages. Now, perimenopause is going to start anywhere from 5 to 7, 3 to 10 years before that. So
Okay.
that's a long time
I feel
to be
like I
waiting.
started symptoms like I want to say started feeling symptoms around like 37 after I had my youngest.
Yeah.
And but I didn't know anything about it. My mom never
Yeah.
talked about it. Nobody ever talked about it back then,
Nobody talked
way
about it.
back when.
Yeah. Doctors didn't they got like a 12-hour course,
Yeah.
and that's it. Most of women's health is focused on the fertility, like childbirthing years.
Mhm.
And once you have served your purpose, then you don't count
Send you
anymore.
out into the wilderness and figure it out on your own.
Yeah, you become the old crone, the wizened old crone, and you rub together a couple of rat's bones and eye of newt, and you know that's what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, if people can't tell, if you're only listening, there's a heavy dose of sarcasm in this with some facial expressions,
Oh,
just
it's
in
that new
case you
thing.
needed to know. Yes. Amy and I are overachievers in eye rolls and facial expression. You always know what Amy's thinking.
My mouth doesn't
I
say it,
love
my face does. It's
it.
it's not my
It's the
fault. It's
best.
hereditary, I think.
It's, yeah. Well, it's important. You're doing the Lord's work because sometimes people think that they're, okay, and your face tells them otherwise.
Sometimes it tells them without me knowing or wanting to. I can't hide anything. I really can't. You know, I'm not. I
That's
have
okay.
no power of subtlety whatsoever.
But it's genuine. And I think that's all in this day and
Absolutely.
age. That's really all we can aim for, just being genuine and like, don't try to do harm, right? But, be genuine. And if that
Yes. It's fair.
genuinity, that I don't know.
Ingenuous.
I don't know
Um,
if that causes harm, then it wasn't intended.
right.
Anyway, I'm going to stop making up words. Let's talk about some symptoms. So here are like probably 34 of the most common menopause symptoms, meaning all of the things that you can deal with heading into that one day in time where you've unlocked achievement of 12 months without a period. And so, number one, acne. How fun. How fun to have survived acne as a teenager and then get it back in your 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you do
Yeah. I get
those
it right here.
things, all the things you're supposed. Is that where you get it? You get it right there.
Oh,
I
I
always
get it
get it
right.
like
Yeah.
here or like down here.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right along
vacillate
here.
between acne and random chin hairs.
Chin
That's
hairs.
what it
Yeah.
is. Chin hairs.
It makes it extra fun. Do you dermaplane?
No, I'm
I do.
so scared to do that. Do
No,
you?
I do. Yeah.
I
I
know
do
Kristen
because
does. Kristen has the most beautiful skin, like, and she wears like makeup
she
and
does.
but she does all the
Porcelain.
things.
Yeah.
Yes, she's like a little China doll.
Yeah, I have rosacea. That's one of the things. I don't think that's one of the
Mm.
things listed in here, but just like general skin conditions. That has come about, but I've always tended to be more dry. So I think that maybe I was always susceptible. But
Does the
anyway,
dermaplaning
it's
help with that?
sometimes, um, sometimes that can exacerbate it, but
So,
yeah, it just depends. I don't like to do it like if I'm really dry, but if I'm feeling good and especially if I'm doing like a collagen mask at night,
mm,
if I dermaplane before that, then
uh,
it really soaks in and I notice I'm very dewy. I always get like the next day, like when I'm on my Zoom meetings all day, I get like, oh gosh, your skin looks really good. I'm like, it's just some lighting in my collagen mask. That's it. Yeah, I hydrate like a mother,
yeah,
which I am.
you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Okay. Acne, allergies, anxiety, bloating, constipation, body odor.
Ooh, that's a good one. My
Yeah.
mine's actually changed. Like,
Yeah.
it changes scent. It's not, sometimes it's not even like the regular like BO scent. It'll smell like something different, like sour clothes. I remember one time I was
Yeah.
doing laundry and I was just like these are, what the heck?
What is
And I'm like,
that?
oh, it's
Oh,
me.
that's new.
That's fun, right?
Yeah.
It didn't even smell
Yeah,
like me. Like, because your pH is totally changing, right?
it's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. There are there are some products that can help. Like I've had to totally change my deodorant because like things were just a mess, and I was really struggling. I was trying to do an aluminum free, and I just got like so uh, just could not even one that I had used for a couple of years, it just was not working, and I didn't like it. And it's like the scent of the deodorant, once it mixes with whatever weird scent you're smelling like for that time, I was just like, no thank you,
Not too
this is like a
funky.
lot of information. Yeah. But we're doing the hard work. um there's oh, what's that? I think I shared it with you one time. It's called like Bella, and it's like a underarm like um astringent or like kind of detoxify. You spray it on and then wipe it off, and then it extends your deodorant. It works really well. I was kind of surprised. I didn't use it the right way at first, and I was like, I don't know if it does. And then I was like, oh, you got to spray it and then wipe it off, and not like put it on the pad,
You
the
know,
cotton pad.
you did tell me about that, and I was wondering, is it that I think I'm going to say it right. It's hyperchlorous acid. It's
I don't
something
know.
like that. So I've used
Yeah,
the
I can't
hyperchlorous
remember.
acid on my on my face. It smells like pool water. So it smells like straight like
Oh,
chlorine.
I'm
But
here for it.
yeah, I know, but it says it's the suggestions on the bottles also say that you can like spray it under your arms like after a workout if you don't have time to take a shower
Yeah.
or something like that, and it helps stave off the bacteria that causes the odor. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what
That's
it does,
probably what it is, just with a little fragrance,
right?
assorted
Probably
fragrance.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I have
Yeah.
to be really careful with fragrances too, and changing my deodorant
Yeah.
every 2 weeks is something that I seem to be doing. I've been
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
frequenting the sample section of the deodorants a lot.
You have to. Yeah.
So, because I also stick to the natural deodorants, the ones without aluminum, and those are very
Yeah.
expensive. So when I buy a
Uh,
$13 to $18 stick of deodorant and it doesn't work anymore after 2 weeks, it's very upsetting.
yeah.
So I found that like Native makes little sample sizes. They're only like $3,
Yeah.
and it's easy to find aluminum free ones these days too. I have to do the aluminum free. I can't, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm just trying not to put any more toxins in my body. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's
We
very
do our
hard.
best.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do our best. You're
That's
funny.
all we can do.
Are we so tired?
That's all we can do. I know.
Doing my
Okay. So
best.
body odor.
Yeah.
Breast soreness. I don't think that's really anything new. Brittle nails, cholesterol changes. I see this with a lot of clients, just seemingly overnight, cholesterol increasing, even though nothing else has changed. Like no food, like no activity or anything like that has changed, but just having a higher cholesterol,
Oh, wow.
LDL, not HDL. Of
Right.
course, not HDL. LDL is the bad cholesterol,
Sure.
and HDL is the good cholesterol. Um, Depression. And so I love how anxiety and depression are both mentioned in here, because it's like if not one, then it's going to be the other. What you got? You got a party over there?
Huh?
You got a party?
My husband's like sneaking out here, being all quiet.
Well, that's funny because the next one is difficulty concentrating.
I, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
ever since I've become a mother, I've had difficulty concentrating. So that's not fair to make it worse.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's not fair because there's like ADHD shows up differently in women than men, and more middle age, which it's like a word that I feel like I don't identify with, but I guess it's here. Um,
I have to live
yeah,
till I'm 100.
yeah. So yeah, yeah, more middle-aged women are diagnosed with ADHD, and more young, you know, adolescent or pre-adolescent men.
Boys, yeah.
Boys at that point, they're boys.
Mhm.
They're all always boys, and so that's an interesting thing, but it shows up very differently. and I definitely deal with that. Dizzy spells. I get lots of dizzy spells.
I used to
Fatigue.
get like, I
Another one.
have gotten like vertigo. And I've
Oh
also
yeah.
shared with you recently that like going up into high, not even, I'm not
Hmm.
even call it elevations, just like up too many floors in one day, like being up too
Hmm.
high feels totally weird to my body. Like the only way I can describe it is feeling like claustrophobic almost. You get like kind of panicky, like
Mm.
the
Oh
heart
yeah.
palpitations, the headache, kind of a pressure in your
Yeah.
head, almost as if the atmospheric like pressure has changed, and maybe
Hmm.
it has a little, but I've never been this sensitive to it before, you know?
Yeah. If the elevator goes too quickly, yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
I
just
went from
changed
the fifth to
dimensions
the
for a second.
35th floor today in like 2 seconds. I was like, she's like,
Hmm.
oh, we're here. I'm like, no, I didn't even have time to like pop my ears on the way up.
Oh gosh. Yeah. We a couple years ago we took the kids on a fun like summer vacation to DC and New York City, and we went to the like where the ground zero is and the 9/11 museum
Mhm.
memorial, um and the one world, what's it called, one world center or whatever it's called. It's got the fastest elevator,
Oh,
I think, in the northern hemisphere or something like that. That was a treat. And then you get up there, you survive that, and you get up to the top. It's like the tallest building, I think. And it's got the panoramic
oh, the view is
windows so
incredible,
you can
right?
see everything. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And it's also like, whoa. You like, don't get too close. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, fatigue, gum problems. This one freaks me out because it includes dry mouth. Uh, it's something ridiculous, and it's from the documentary. Like 38% of women in their 50s will
Like lose
like
teeth.
have a tooth, yeah, lose a tooth.
Hmm.
Yeah, that has always been my biggest nightmare, like just teeth falling out of nowhere. And I heard that in the in fact of the first one, and I just like my jaw dropped, and I was like, no, I can't.
You want to keep
That
all your
is, I
teeth.
can't. I want to. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to matter about the care of your teeth either, how well you take care of
Yeah.
them. It's
Yeah.
but it's something that I think dentists and periodontists are actually starting to study more, according to
Yeah.
a podcast I was listening to the other day. And but you need to talk to your dental hygienist. You need to talk to them about it. Like you
Yeah.
need to bring it up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're feeling that sensitivity, you definitely let them know, because it's usually an indicator of something
Mhm.
else going on. And when we kind of break it down, like what is teeth made out of? What are your teeth made out of?
Your bones, yeah. The
Yeah.
calcium.
So if you're more likely to have bone loss as
Mhm.
you age and as your estrogen goes down, then your teeth, duh, of course that makes sense, but I never really thought about it in that sense. And your gums are made like almost entirely of collagen, which you get. It's
Depleted as you.
yeah, it's part of the protein. It's not a complete protein, but it's part of protein. So if you're trying to figure out, and I know we're kind of going with like all of these things are what you might be able to experience plus any other random things. These are just the 34 most common. um I don't want to just leave it as like gloom and doom. It's like there are things that we can do
Mhm.
to help mitigate some of this, and so we will get to that. I want to just hang out in the gloom for just a minute, um just a minute
It's
longer.
sunny today. We
Hair
got some
loss.
bloom. Hair
Yeah,
loss.
hair loss again. Protein.
Yeah.
Um, migraines and headaches, heart palpitations.
Mm.
Fun,
That one
as
I
if
had
that
for
anxiety weren't
years.
enough. Yeah. Hot flashes, irregular periods, irritability, aka rage. I wouldn't know anything about that. Joint and muscle pain, itchy skin, libido changes, just kind of
Wait,
loss
what
of
about itchy
restfulness.
ears?
Yep, that is I think on the next page. Hold
Oh,
on,
okay.
we've got to go like three more pages. Um, Loss of breast fullness, yes. Memory lapses, yes. Mood swings, nausea, night sweats, osteopenia and osteoporosis, pain during sex, panic disorder. Like, are you seeing a recurring theme? Panic disorder, rage, anxiety,
Mhm.
depression, mood swings. What the? Okay, turning the page. Sleep issues. Didn't I say that already? Urinary incontinence. Yes, because let's add peeing our pants onto all of that. Vaginal dryness, weight gain. Bonus round. Odd but not uncommon. Burning mouth, electric shock sensation, which is hard to say. Electric shock sensation. Um,
Wait, what?
and yeah, it's weird but not infrequent. It feels like there's something under your skin pulsating or moving around and you
Okay.
can't find or stop and see it. I had some like that felt like when you're pregnant and the baby kicks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on here? That's not a baby. And it's like not digestion, like
Yeah.
gurgles or anything like that. It was weird. It was weird. Um, and then the last one is itchy ears.
Yeah. That's the last one.
That's the last one because it's odd, but it's not uncommon.
That
They're less frequent,
that one made me
but
insane. And I haven't had them recently, knock on wood.
yeah,
But I would be like laying in bed and just be like, "Arr," going crazy on my, because there's nothing you can do to relieve that, And
yeah,
the one right, I get a spot on my shoulder right here that itches like crazy, where I just like, it's because it's like
yeah,
under, inside. It's nothing that can be relieved by just a plain like scratch. It's like I
yeah.
want to take like a fork or something and just like take it into my skin. Like,
Don't do that.
no, I
Don't do
haven't.
that.
Thank you.
Don't.
What would I do
Yeah,
without your
I know. I saw you were
advice?
gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
You were gonna go for it.
No, And
Yeah,
then of course my husband's laying next to me thinking I'm insane because I'm like, it's just trying to like explain to him what the symptom is. But I
yeah.
started feeling those things way before I ever even knew about or talked about perimenopause or menopause. It's something I wish my mother would have talked to me more about when she was going through it. But when she was going through
Hmm.
it, I was going through puberty. So I probably wouldn't have listened anyway, or I would just think she was crazy
That's the
like everybody
thing.
thinks I am now.
And that's kind of like the struggle, right? Because like this would be a really great time to come together because at the end of the day they're both hormone
Mhm.
fluctuations. One is like I wouldn't say ramping up, but like becoming present, and the other one is like waning out, but it's still there's a lot of the same things that you're suffering from. But like I think for our age now, like we don't always know how to vocalize what it is because we are told that's normal for your age, whatever, just deal with it, suck it up. And on the other side, for teens or uh, women in puberty or girls in puberty, they're like they don't know and they're not going to listen to anybody else and they're just like this is
Right.
crazy, and both sides feel very alone,
Right. That's a fact.
and it
And
sucks.
what did I hear? I heard something about it. Basically, perimenopause and menopause is like a reverse puberty.
Yeah.
As in like in puberty, your hips get fuller, your breasts get fuller, you're gaining like fat in places that you didn't have it before and gaining
Mhm.
muscle in places that you didn't have before. Your hips are getting wider, your waist is, you get that like hourglass shape if you're lucky. And those kinds of things are happening. But you also get the acne, the headaches. There's a lot of things that are common, or there's commonalities
Mhm.
between them, but there's a lot of things that make it like it is totally reverse. As you go into perimenopause and menopause, your hips and um, legs will actually seem like they're getting smaller, but it's not because you're losing fat; it's because you're losing muscle.
Yeah.
And I was listening to all this, which made me start lifting my weights again recently because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want a flat butt. Like I
Yeah.
I worked
Like
on
we
this.
worked hard.
Yes.
Yeah. For that dump truck.
Exactly.
Right? Yes.
One of my big brags is I can fill out a pair of jeans. Come on, I don't need that taken away
That's
from me.
right.
It's one of my last things I have left.
Well, yeah, and that's a great point. When we're talking about muscle and bone, we want to
Mhm,
be able to build it and have an effective stimulus
mhm.
that triggers that bone and triggers that muscle to grow stronger. And that's what strength training does.
Yeah,
You have to have an effective resistance training program to be able to support that. And as women, hips for sure. That's one of those areas that you definitely want to work. Oh, your shoulders are like the hips of your arms, if that makes sense. Frozen shoulder is another common symptom
ugh,
of menopause, too. So, yay, that's super fun. Um, and yes, so strength training. And then on the other side of it, as we're talking about, we're bringing it back around to the more positive side, what you
mhm,
can do, you've got to fuel that.
mhm.
So you can't expect to build lean mass, your muscle and your bone, if you're not eating enough.
Yeah,
You have to bring in enough calories, enough quality calories, and the right percentages to be able to support that. The biggest thing here is going to be protein,
right.
making sure that you literally have those building blocks so it can build back stronger. So protein will help with your bone, it'll help with your muscle, but you have to have the stimulus to be able to support the growth. So those two things together are huge. Thirdly, right? Thirdly, um, that doesn't happen if you don't give the right environment for your body to grow back stronger.
Mm,
This is where sleep comes in.
yes.
And sleep is so incredibly important. And most of us just say, oh, we'll just push it off. Like, I need to stay up later to get this stuff done, or I'll wake up earlier. I got to get up to get all the kids' lunches or get all the stuff together. Or I finally have time at the end of the day to myself and it's not over programmed. So I'm just going to sit and scroll or,
Mhm.
read or, whatever until the wee hours of the morning,
Yeah.
and you're doing yourself a disservice. So getting that sleep is incredibly important, because on the flip side, most of us deal with sleep disturbances. If we can fall asleep, we're going to be woken up at that 3 a.m., you know, around there kind of time and struggle to fall back to sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you got to get your sleep when you can. Going to bed early is
Yeah.
very hard for me. It always has been. I've always
Yeah.
been more of a night owl, but more and more lately, I feel like I have to beg everybody just I just want to go to sleep.
Leave me alone.
I just want to go to sleep. No, you can sleep around me. I don't care. You can sleep near me. I don't need to sleep alone. I just want to sleep. Like I was
Yeah.
trying to catch I wanted to ask you what you think about the regenerative like value of like naps. Is do you think that that
Mm.
is not a substitution for good sleep, but
Yeah.
I mean, is this why older people nap more? Because I feel like just a quick 10 or 15 or even 20-minute nap, if you can, within the
Yeah.
day helps me get through when I can. Like lately, I've just
Yeah.
feel like I need a nap lately.
Yeah, and if you feel like you need a nap like that and you can keep it to, like, what I'd call a cat nap,
Yeah.
like less than 30 minutes, more, 20 minutes is kind of that sweet spot. If you can keep it to less than 30 minutes, um, and it's not affecting your sleep later, in most cases, that's just fine. That's totally fine, and will actually allow you to come back for part two of your day, we'll call it, a
Mhm.
little bit more focused, improved memory, and actually be able to, from a mood perspective, handle whatever else is coming your way just a
Yeah.
little bit better. So yeah, naps, again, it's going to come down to the right dosage is what's
Mhm.
important here. um, Now, if you find that you are very sleep deprived and you're not getting a lot of sleep at night, but you can take a nap in the middle of the day at some point for a period of time, you may need to do that to just kind of bring your sleep debt back
Mhm.
up and start to like chip away at it.
Mhm.
Again, we don't want it to interfere with the nighttime sleeping, but sometimes, especially if you've traveled and there's been a huge time change difference, like you might need to get a little nap to kind of catch back up. And like an
Mhm.
hour and a half would be appropriate, an hour and a half to 2 hours, because you kind of get the full sleep cycle in that range. You would probably want to make sure that you set a timer or an alarm so that you wake up and don't kind of like then sleep from like 3 to 8 and then can't sleep at night again and then continue the cycle. So
Mess
I
with
would
your
keep
whole
it
rhythm.
very structured. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a really good question, and I get that a lot with my clients because so many of us struggle with sleep. Just challenges. Sometimes and I'll back it up too. We as a species, as humans, try to do too much. We try to jam pack so much into our day that it's like, well, of course you need a nap. You're exhausted. You lived a whole life and it's only noon.
Um,
Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do any of this.
yeah. Yeah. And beyond that, like we're doing a lot and
Yeah.
we've got a lot of, I call it like inputs open.
Mm.
Like these days we can get so much that's coming in. You just like TV or your phone for just a second and you're getting like 35 different horrible atrocities that are happening in the world. And that's a lot for your brain to handle.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it wants to shut down. I almost
I
got a
saw
little
it.
little rough there. But yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
So these can be good indicators, and taking a nap can be a great, like, I have dealt with this and this is how I come back from it.
Yeah.
But it can also be a good indicator, what am I leaving myself open to? How might I be able to kind of close some of these inputs and kind of put some boundaries into some other areas so I don't feel like I'm on all day and I've got all this like heavy stuff hitting me.
Yeah.
We can't do a lot about the heavy stuff that is happening often. Um, we may not be able to directly affect in a timely manner that kind of stuff, but what we can do is focus on the things that are in within our sphere of control. So
Yeah.
what can I actually do? I can take a nap if I don't get good sleep. I can put some limits on my social media. I can make sure that I'm prioritizing some time for self-care, that I just kind of focus on myself or sit quietly and stare at a wall and, rock back and forth, like things like that. I wouldn't necessarily call that self-care, but
No,
sometimes it happens and it is not self-care.
it's not
Yeah.
self-care.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
perfect.
like a good double negative. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes there is a bit of disassociation that can be healthy, again, within boundaries. Yeah.
Oh
Sometimes we
yeah.
need it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
my kids, I see my kids do that sometimes. I think that they're more, because they're children and they haven't grown up,
Yeah.
they follow their intuition more than we
Hmm.
do because we fight all those intuitive things, because
Yeah.
it's not what we're supposed to do. We know we're adults. We need to do this. We need to do that. And kids are still just so much more intuitive than, or in tune to their intuition than we are. And I see my
Yeah.
kids like, somebody's talking about something too long. They don't want to hear it. They just kind of, I'm like, okay, lost her there. But I
Yeah.
think that it's a protective thing. It's something,
Yeah.
like I said, if we followed our intuitions better, we'd probably all be in better health emotionally and mentally anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would not say like we need to go back to like caveman era entirely, right? Like that, no, because modern science and medicine, like all those things are wonderful. Um, and at the same time, our body in most cases is very intuitive. And when the sun goes down,
Hmm.
it says, I want to go to sleep. When the sun comes up, it says, I want to wake up. And it triggers other things. It's time to eat.
Yeah.
And like I'm achy because I'm sitting still. It's time to move.
Yeah.
And, even, going back to caveman times, like there was no sitting still. Like you're always like searching for shelter, searching for food and making the food and doing all that kind of stuff. There's some midpoint between where we're at right now, where we're really like in the States here, like on the verge of like Wally like level of sedentarianism, if that's a thing, where everything can be brought to
Oh
us,
yeah.
and like where the cavemen were, like there's like some midpoint here,
Yeah.
and finding it for each of us as individuals is kind of, I don't know, that's what I think is kind of important.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, going back to the did you finish all of
The
the
symptoms.
symptoms?
Yeah, going back to all
I
of the
know I'm done.
symptoms, like, yeah, I'm done. So and we'll kind of round it all out here because I kind of alluded to this. It comes down to setting your systems, setting your
Hmm.
routines,
Hmm.
and setting your boundaries so that you can better manage some of these symptoms. It's not perfect, and I don't want to like feel like I'm sitting here and saying, "Oh, you just need a good morning routine." It's not that. It's partially that. It's partially just being aware of where you're being pulled to, what's affecting you, and figuring out how might I be able to make this a little bit better for myself. If I'm tired all the time, maybe it's take a nap. Maybe it's you need a snack. Maybe your brain is literally saying, "Give me some fuel," and you might just need, to do something like that. If it's sweats, anything sweating related, drink some water. If it's anything mood or anxiety or depression related, could also be drink some water, get out in the fresh air. It
Yeah.
comes down to these foundational things. That's what I work on with clients is how do we build our foundations? Get enough water, get enough food, get enough sleep, and get enough movement so that we can support it. None of them have to be perfect. Just like we talk about, like in building this podcast, it's not about perfection. It's about progress and trying to do something each day that moves something, not all things, something forward in a positive direction. And then we experiment. Did it work well? Did we like it? Did we not like it? How does that work moving forward?
Yeah.
When I got my hot flash and I had a sip of water, did that help? Yes, I could do that next time too.
I don't know. I drink water for everything. If I'm not feeling good, drink water. But the thing about getting the food that you need, um, I just wanted to touch on this really quick, not to make it like a whole issue
Yeah.
or anything, but
Yeah.
like us as women, we've always been, I mean, a lot of us have been, and I know we're moving away from this more and be more body positive, but we were always taught eat less, move more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually to our detriment in this point in our lives to eat less and
Yep.
still continue to move in any way more and not fuel our bodies correctly. And
Yeah.
I'm finding that more and more. Like my husband's been bringing home like protein shakes. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I've never really been somebody who drinks protein shakes that much unless I'm at home and I just worked out or something like that. But like today, a protein shake saved my butt. I was going down and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I have a protein shake in my bag. I almost lost it. I was feeling sick and tired. My head was aching. And I was like, what is wrong? I was drinking plenty of water, but I was sweating a
Mm-hmm.
lot. It was hot. And
Yeah.
I drank that protein shake and, just getting a little protein, a little string cheese, a little, chicken finger or something, whatever your protein is, you have to
Yeah.
feed your body. You have to
You
fuel your
do.
body. And
Yeah. It's
it
a machine.
it is a machine. Without the fuel, it will not run. So I'm interested, to hear women's ideas of how they move away from that old teaching of eat
Mm-hmm.
less, move more. Because there's so many
Yeah.
health, gurus and people now who are coming out and they're saying that's not the thing anymore. But
Yeah.
it's
It's never
still,
been the thing.
I know, but it's been so ingrained in our minds.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
our moms taught us that, that's what they did. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, and this is a whole other episode. So I think
Okay. Yeah.
that would be a really great thing because it's a very important thing to talk about
Mhm.
because just at its core, if you're moving more, your body has more caloric needs.
Right.
So what the heck are you doing, right?
Starving yourself,
So
starving your
yeah,
brain.
yeah,
My brain's
yeah,
not making
and
much anymore.
yeah, wearing away at your muscle in your
Yeah,
bone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll
So
do
yeah,
that next
there we
week.
go. We've got
Our
episode
next
5
episode.
queued up. I love it, Amy.
Thanks.
That's really good stuff. And so yeah, stick around for episode 5 when we go into more like the eat less, move more paradox and why it's not serving you. And so let's go ahead and wrap today up. Tell me what you're working on this week. What's your wins and yeah, what's your wins and one thing that you're focused on next week?
My wins this week are that I actually met a new client. I absolutely adore her. We worked together today, and I'm just really excited. Still building um, on my business and trying to get that together. I'm so tired though. Can you tell?
Yeah.
So hot and so tired today. And then that's the win. And then my focus, my goals for this, from now until next week is I'm going to continue to um, work on doing more consistent workouts and the strength training that I've just, incorporated back into my workout that I haven't done in a long time. It's hard. It's
Good
hard
deal.
at first.
It is
It
hard.
really is.
Yeah.
So I've started with just, using my own body weight and then some lighter weights just so I don't like hurt something and then not go back
Yeah.
to it. Because I've done that in the past before where you just go hard, you know,
Yep.
you
Yep.
just blow it
It's the
out and
biggest
you
thing.
work out for 3, 4 days and then you like lose momentum. So
Yeah. You can't move. So yeah, you have to recover. Yeah.
can't sit
Yeah.
on the toilet without like, ow, 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 ow. It's the quads.
Oh my gosh. You can get down, but you can't get back up.
Right. And it's
You're like,
harder now
this is
than
where
it
I
ever
die.
was. It's harder now than it ever was. I mean,
Yeah.
so just focusing on that and staying hydrated. It is so freaking
Yeah.
hot, dude. I do not understand. I mean, I do understand, I believe.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy.
yeah.
Yep. It was a random 80 degrees in February. Gotta love it. Yeah. Well, I'm celebrating a win. I kind of like glossed over it mentally. And so this is why I love like that we're focusing on this each podcast, like what's a win and what's and something that we're focused on. Because I signed 3 new clients last week. So I was
Oh,
really stoked
congratulations.
about that. Yeah. I kicked them off. So it's not official until we have a kickoff, right?
Sure.
And so I was really pumped about that. And it's just I love when people like not that they're having challenges with their health and well-being, but when they're like this is enough, I deserve more, and
Yeah.
are ready to just kind of take the steps forward and go for it. So really stoked about that. And then what I am working on is I'm working on getting back to my morning routine. I used to have for like years, I had a beautiful morning routine where I started off with meditation, I would journal, and it was just a really great way to like center myself for the day before I kind of like um, took on a lot of like other people's stuff and coaching, and I feel like I was really flourishing when I was doing that. And now as I'm going through a couple of little transitions and whatever perimenopause fun stuff is going on, I'm like, you know what, that's what I need to do. I need to center myself. Like I call it like pour in
Yeah.
before I pour out,
There
or
you go.
before other people are pouring in. So getting consistent with my morning journaling, with meditation. That's it. That's what I'm working on. Yeah.
Yay. We can do this.
Yay.
We got this.
We can do this. We got this. So I'm giving you a big hug, heart to heart.
Squeeze heart to
Wait,
heart.
squeeze. Yes, there we go. And yeah, we'll see you next week for episode 5, where we talk about the next step. It's not just move more, eat less.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Bye. Go drink some water and stand in front of a fan.
I know, right? Bye.
Bye.